This is Ted Green's Buy Under, where I do predictions of the future. If you'd like me to do prediction for you, let me know in the comments below. Just a reminder, we're doing lives here on Saturdays and Sundays at 10 a.m. Central and Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. Central. So make sure you mark it down on your calendar so you do not miss out. Well, let's get started with the first thing, and that's the card of the day. And it is our message from universe to us for today. It is the financial flow, hey, which is not a bad thing to have as a message from universe. I think everything at this moment in time is starting to change for the better, mostly, especially with the cryptocurrency and everything that's going on around the world right now. The old financial system starting to collapse, and we're seeing this more and more as we move along, but the cryptocurrency market is starting to get some pressure and starting to get some motion in everything. So financial flow, I think, is the word of the day for the crypto market, and maybe possibly the old good old stock market as well, as everything is kind of all over the road right now. So let's get into the next thing. Probably the Discord if the wife is. No. Wow. She switched it up on me.
No, I didn't.
Okay. We got some people on the chat here, just waiting for any wonderful questions that you may have. Always awesome. Makes the show, actually. So let's get with one of the questions from the Discord, or it was in the last show that people were asking. Okay, silver increasing exponentially when? That was the question. So let's give the old cards a shuffle here. We know it's very, very soon that everything is going to be popping. And of course, when spirit guides tell me it's soon, it's usually about a year or so, or within a year, okay, or two. Okay, so just keep that in mind as we move along here. Well, we got some interesting cards here. And the one that really stands out to me is Breaking Free. Okay, which is an incredible card to have in any type of reading, where everything that we've been waiting for is about to start to take hold. Okay, so all the situations around the world right now, especially in the financial markets, is starting to break that down. Okay, so are we not getting anybody on the? No, there it is. There it is. Thank you, Daily. Just take it a little while for the video to catch up to everything else. Okay, so I do think in the next 2 years, we're going to be starting to see a real huge increase in the silver price, especially if you're looking for exponentially. I don't think that will be anytime soon. Probably within the next 2 years, we're going to start to see that, where everything that has happened previously, i.e. the Russians and the Chinese doing their deals with one another and not supplying any of the rest of the world with silver, especially for manufacturing. That's a big money thing, okay? When this starts to happen, it always takes about 6 to 12 months for everything to start to materialize itself. It all you have to go through all the old stock and all that sort of thing. And when we start to get very, very low on our supply here in North America and the rest of the world, now we're going to have to really start to look far and wide for silver supply. Okay. And since the United States and Canada have shut down most of their silver mining as of lately, I think they're rushing to get all that going, but these things take time. Building a mine and manufacturing and all that takes time. Getting the people in place to do the work always takes time. So it's not like that. So in the next 2 years, I do see the supply of our particular silver going down quite a bit. Okay. And then those prices are going to be going up exponentially. It doesn't mean it won't go up before that period of time, but the question was exponentially. And I do see that in about 2 to 3 years time from today. So hopefully that answers that question. Polygon and Solana was one of the other questions from last show. We got 8 people. Make sure we're asking lots and lots of questions, or it's going to be a real short show for today. I can talk and talk and talk, but only so much. Okay. Polygon. Let's have a look at Polygon for 2024 and Solana for that same period of time. Polygon, which is a very good cryptocurrency that even me and the wife are looking at today. Actually, we got some Bitcoin today, and we're going to be thinking of transferring it into some other cryptocurrencies. It's always easiest to get the Bitcoin first, and then once you make the decision of what other cryptocurrencies you want, you can always slide fairly easy from Bitcoin to any other cryptocurrency normally. I think Polygon is going to be taking a bit of a dive in the next couple months, okay, and have that little bit of a dip, and then by September, October, I think everything is going to start to climb up as we reach that next bull run, which is usually in the halvening. Okay, so that's going to be in 2024, and I think everything is going to be starting to go pretty good in that time period. Okay, it's always that 4-year cycle. Okay, being the wife and her friend Kevin at the Bitcoin Bank in Winnipeg, we're talking about that today, and it's always that 4-year cycle. We've been living through the last 2 years where it's been very, very meh, right? And as soon as the halvening starts to approach, it starts to ramp up. And then you have approximately about 2 years from the halvening where everything is going gangbusters, right? And that's normal, okay? And then that 2-year period, and then everybody buys in too late, okay? And then it starts to drop because everybody starts to take their profit at the top, right? The old thing where the saying is, when everybody's afraid, be greedy. And when everybody's greedy, be afraid. So this is usually the indicator of when to buy and when to sell. And everybody's kind of still a little bit leery of cryptocurrencies. And so right now would be the time to start buying. Okay. When everybody is excited and everywhere you go and people know that you're into cryptocurrency and they're, did you hear about this crypto? That's usually the time to think about selling. And that's a pretty good indicator when to buy, when to sell. When grandma's phoning you or your mom is phoning you and they're all excited about cryptocurrency, that's usually the time to get out and take your profit. Okay. For Solana, I think it's the same thing, even though they have their situations with their blockchain still. It's still a very popular cryptocurrency moving forward. Not one that me and the wife have gotten into because of those situations that are prevalent on their blockchain. But I do think that they're going to be doing very, very well in 2024, as is most of the other cryptocurrencies in the market. And this is where you're going to start to see a lot of scams as well. So for any newbies or even veterans buy the Bitcoin, XRP, Litecoin, that sort of thing. If you're in doubt, get Bitcoin and you'll be just fine. Okay, so both Polygon and Solana will do very, very well in 2024. And that's all because of that 4-year cycle. Okay, so let's get into the next thing, which is Hex. Next 6 months, probably going to do very, very well. It's a very popular blockchain. Lots of controversy behind this one. And we got Dark. Hello, Dark. So with Hex in the next 6 months, I do think it's going to be going up with the rest of the market. I don't think it's going to be moving on its own. It's just going to be following the rest of the tide as we move along with the new bull run in the next couple months, especially with the halving coming up very, very soon. They're going to be making new alliances. Okay, so this is going to be helping out their financial situation. And I think it'll move their own market a little bit along the way, but most of the movement will be because of the tide of the Bitcoin happening and all that sort of thing. Of course, we got the Litecoin happening coming up pretty soon. I think that's on the 4th. So pay attention to that. Doesn't seem that they're doing that much, unfortunately. Could be a last minute thing. I know a lot of people that we know are huge Litecoin fans. And of course, you get your Dogecoin from mining Litecoin. So a lot of people don't know that. And I think there'll be more Dogecoin miners that are going to be sold, which are Litecoin miners, by the way, because that's the side chain that can be mined. So if you're thinking of getting some Dogecoin mining happening, it's a Litecoin miner that you're going to be looking at, no matter how they dress it up. Okay, so Hex coin is going to be pretty good in the next 6 months. I think everything is going to be a green light very, very soon. Even now, it doesn't look like it right now. Let's have a look at the Discord channel, which I forgot to grab. But it's, my goodness. It'll take me a second here. I'll open the Discord. Okay. Oop. Here we go. I'm going to put the link up here for everybody so they can grab it if they are not part of the Discord channel yet. Awesome stuff. It is free to join. You can be building upon our community here for this channel. Lots of people getting in there. A lot of people posting things, talking, which is good on a social network, being social, and lots of funny memes, but especially from Bob Job and Daisy Chains on there. So make sure you join up. It is free. And yeah, it will build over time. Okay, so hopefully everybody jumps on board. What do we got next? Dilly, do you still see the crypto market taking off in August? A mini bull run of sorts. Yes, I do still see that. I was talking about this with a client the other day, where I think we're going to have a lot of starts and stops in the cryptocurrency market. And we're going to have small little bull runs in the next little while as we move ahead. Even now we're having all this other junk happening. we have to get to that point in time where everybody's greed, okay, oversees all the fear that mongering that's been uh, thrown out there, okay. And I think SEC was doing some weird thing the other day, and there's some court ruling that came down, and everybody's getting a little spooked by that. But you have to remember, cryptocurrencies can be our cryptocurrency. It doesn't have, don't never mind what all the bigwigs say. If you're waiting for the bigwigs to give you a helping hand, you're going to be waiting a long time. So this is the time when you have to really think about doing it yourself. Okay, let's throw some cards down to get more insight to this August, which is fastly approaching. I do think in the beginning of August, we're going to have a little bit of I think that's when the downturn starts to happen, but not to where everything's burning and all this sort of thing. And if it does happen, it'll be for a very, very short time. Okay. And also, a lot of things are going to be solved in that period of time, especially when it comes to the big money telling the SEC where to go. I think we're going to start to see some of that happening in that period of time. And that is probably when Gary Gensler is going to be swimming in a lake of lawyers, because he's probably going to say no to the ETF in some fashion. So Gary Gensler is going to have his hands full a little bit, but throughout that, we're going to have that problem solved. And we're all going to have that happily ever after within the month. Okay. So it'll look very bad in the beginning of August. Oh, no. That's when you buy. And by the close to the middle of the month, I think it's going to start to jump up in a good way. Okay. So hopefully that answers your question. Will I be with this girl named Amber for life or just a few years? Well, depends on what you want. Actually, universe can give you either one. And if you're having those thoughts of it's only going to be a short period of time, then it will be, because you're going to be directing the universe to that end. Okay? Knowingly or unknowingly. You have to remember the power of the mind and the power of the universal mind can be very, very powerful. So you have to be very, very careful of how you think of things and what you think of. Okay? And I do see it as more of a short-term situation for yourself. Just because you're already having those thoughts. Okay? So you kind of redirecting what universe wanted to have with this particular situation. And it could be one of those things where you're going to have a really good lesson from the particular situation. Okay? And of course, being true to yourself and to your own feelings, that is going to be coming out within the universal mind as well. Okay? So be aware of those and making sure that you learn those lessons from this particular situation. Okay, and then you take those lessons and you put it towards the next one. Okay, hopefully that helps you out. And watch, he'll do everything in his power not to. That's usually what happens. You're wrong. I'm gonna do it this way, and of course it swings everything to the other side. So for the moment, the cards are saying it's only a short-term thing. Okay, hopefully that helps you out. Andre, my son has a new date. How will it go?
Black hair.
Black hair?
I just got black hair.
Yeah. Dark hair.
Black.
Black. Black hair, she says. So this other lady friend, unless this is a different son, I am picking up that whoever it is going to be a very good person. May not be the best fit, but it is a good situation to be in for the meantime. Okay. I think there's a lot of lessons that your son has to learn from different experiences. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes you have to go through a whole bunch of situations to get to the right ideas of what actually that you want. But I think overall it's going to be a really good one, and a lot of things are going to be learned from that particular situation. Okay, so hopefully that helps you out. Will XRP take off out and outperform BTC in the future? Is BTC a safe investment? Yeah, well, yes, BTC is a safe investment. In my at the crypto bank, we're talking about that. If in doubt, buy Bitcoin. That's the motto of the day. I don't think it's going to be outperforming XR or BTC XRP, but it does have a place under the sun. We have to get out of this thinking that there's only going to be one cryptocurrency that's going to be ruling over everything else. Okay? It's going to be a combination of different cryptocurrencies that are going to be moving us forward into the future. And XRP and BTC are a couple of those, right? So stop thinking of one coin to rule them all. This is not the what's that movie, The One Ring, but a basket full of cryptocurrencies that will take us into the future, and they're all going to be working together in a weird, wonderful way. I've seen the poster maps on how it's all going to be working together for different jobs. Okay, XRP is going to be considerably used differently than BTC. BTC does one thing, and what does one thing really well is it holds value. Okay, or XRP not so much, because it doesn't have a limit to the amount of XRP that they can put out there. Okay, so you don't really have that scarcity model. Okay, where BTC you do have that scarcity model. Okay, let's just throw some cards down for the whole situation here. And I did do that poster map on how everything's going to be connecting. It's on the Discord channel. And it's one small part of the entire plan that they have cooked up for everybody for the new financial system coming out. But with XR, I think there's going to be some new things that are going to be happening with the XRP coming up. Some new legal things, but it's not going to be as bad as it was. And we got a huge amount of positive talk the other day on crypto news about XRP going forward. And yes, some banks, dozens and dozens of banks are going to be getting into the XRP. I already know that many of the banks here in Canada already have XRP cooked into the background of many of the Canadian banks and the US banks. Okay, so it will have a good place under the sun, but it's probably going to be doing the original purpose. Remember, the original purpose of XRP was for a banker's coin originally. Doesn't mean that it's going to be ending up that way. I do see it being more used in the commercial sense, kind of the checking account, as opposed to BTC being the savings account, which increases in value a little bit better for what it does, right? And it's going to be a much in the future, you're going to start to see these coins work together. So you might shift over some of your BTC into XRP to use it on your credit card or whatever device to do your shopping, that sort of thing. And you might get your XRP and you might slide it into the BTC for storing wealth. Okay, because that's the difference between the two. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. I have a new viewer for my house. Will it go? How will it go? For a second, I thought it was a remote viewer in your house. Okay, what's he doing? Okay. For some reason, he thinks it. Whoever this person is does like the house. I think we already did this reading where you were waiting for one particular person. I think this one could be the one, but he's going to have some time to himself or themselves to think it over in a huge way. They're looking for more of that harmony with the people that they have with them. Okay, so I think this person may be the one, but it's going to be taking a little bit longer than you anticipated because he has to get everybody's okay on the particular situation before moving forward with this particular purchase. So be patient. It will come. It just, he has to feel right, or they have to feel right about it. Okay? So hopefully that answers your question. When banks falling over? Now? Maybe Dark's looking for the big kaboom where all the banks fall over dead. And that probably will not happen in any sense. All right. Because they're all getting into cryptocurrencies behind the scenes. Okay. Banks will still have a place under the sun, and it will have the banks that change with the time will survive. Okay. And a lot of banks they're getting into the XRP, they're getting into the BTC, they're getting into the Litecoin, the Ethereum, all that sort of thing, getting into the new system, which the writing is on the wall. The old money system will be falling. Okay. But for those banks that have already done the switch behind the scenes, like many Canadian banks, because they already have XRP written in the code for doing everything behind the scenes, will survive. The ones that do not do that will fall, and they'll probably be purchased by the ones that did get into the system. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question. Will the wall on southern border of the USA be built? Well, I think I did watch a little news thing where they are building it right now. And I think it was actually Texas that's taking the lead on that. And people are poo-pooing that particular situation. But it's the Texans that have to deal with all these people coming over illegally. So kudos to them for trying to keep the law and the order in Texas. I still think it's going to be a patchwork of wall here, wall there. On the, I think for most of Texas, it'll be built because they're that sort of people. And they got special wall segments for the water and all that, where if they try to swim under the wall, they won't die from the experience and then get recovered and booted out. But a whole wall, I don't think will be built anytime soon. Okay, it may take many, many years for that to be a thing. And when it does happen, we're going to have bigger problems than people coming over. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question. Just for August, how will BTC do? Carry on up or down? Well, a little of both. Kind of, I think I already did this question earlier. I think in the beginning of the August, we're going to have a little bit of a scare, and all the big wigs will scare you out of your cryptocurrency, and everybody will panic sell in the beginning. But after that period of time, I think everybody's going to start to get back into cryptocurrencies in a major way because something else is going to be happening as well. It's a little of both. We're not going to have the big kaboom downwards or upwards, but I think it's going to be doing this. So up and down, kind of trading sideways for the beginning of August with a nice little dip. And then after that little bit of a dip, I think it's going to be going up quite considerably after that as we get closer and closer to April. Okay, thank you for that. Layer 0, can you do another look-see when the airdrop is coming? I've been grinding this for a year. I'm tired. Okay. It is going to be coming out in the next couple months, 2-3 months from now. But when it does come out, I think the enthusiasm and all that's going to be kind of waning. And it may not be the big thing everybody was hoping it to be. So it might be one of those, you'll make some money, but not the amount of money you were thinking. Okay. So you're going to have to grind a little longer for that layer 0. And of course, Dark's talking about some of the airdrops that are listed on our Discord for everybody else that doesn't know. But I do see it's going to be finally arriving. But when it does come, everybody's going to go, and they've pretty much moved on. So continue with what you're doing. It will be a very short time, but you'll make some money, but not the amount of money you were thinking. Okay, thank you for that. Marlon, he's in Australia, I believe. Having fun. 3-card reading for me if there is time. I'm in Australia, living it up. Whoop, whoop. Still want that girl. In Germany, though, we're not talking right now. Space is good. Well, you need to recharge your batteries for the next little while. And there's going to be some other things that are going to be coming along that will build upon your foundation. Okay? Your foundation is probably the most important thing to start building right now. And if you're back in Australia, you can start building upon that there and start building upon all the things that are necessary to bring you forward. Okay. That's what I just got off the top of my head. Let's see what the cards reveal. Well, there are some new opportunities that are going to be coming your way. So build that foundation and think about that mostly and work really diligently with those. I think there's going to be some of those new business ideas that are going to be coming your way that you can build upon while you're there. It kind of puts you in that mode where you're thinking more of building upon your money income. Other things coming your way, you're going to have some peace of mind. Something is going to be coming through that you've been waiting for, and it's going to be very beneficial to you moving forward. So keep an eye out for many of these opportunities that are going to be coming your way. Okay, thank you. And the girl will come soon enough. XLM is doing okay right now. Now, two, any projections moving forward on the cards? I don't see any. Anyways, yeah. Trust your intuition. You already know what's going to be happening and how it's going to be happening. You have to remember you are psychic and you're already reading the situation for what it is. Trust your instincts. And you're going to be doing the right moves. Do not do those knee-jerk reactions when it does come, because there's going to be a little bit of an instance where you're going to get into a moment where you're like, don't overreact. Okay. It will do fine. Keep sitting on that XLM. I think it's going to be doing very, very well in the next little while. Okay. I think a lot of things are going to be moving forward with that project in a major way. Okay. So hopefully that answers your question. Hello. Will China government use NEO as a platform? Yeah, I think that was the main intent of NEO back in the day. It's been around for like ever. And all of the side chains that run off of NEO. Think of it as kind of, for the people who don't know, NEO is kind of the China's version of Ethereum, kind of, and it has a lot of things that run off of it for running business within China. I'm getting some other insights over and above the NEO thing. It's going to be leading to a little bit of an argument between China and Russia because China wants something different than Russia does monetarily. And I think there's going to be causing a little bit of a rift between the two countries coming up, because I think Russia wanted to go some other direction, more of the Bitcoin situation. Where China wants to double down on the NEO. Okay, so both been good platforms, but I think China is going to be going their own way with that NEO, and it's going to cause a little bit of a rift between the two countries. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. So yes. Do I see NEO at 800 before 2030? I think in that period of time, it's going to be moving on its own, and it'll probably be getting up to $8 to almost $1,000 US in that time period. because it's going to be kind of moving on its own, because it's going to be the cryptocurrency for China, or one of them. So with all that effort going into NEO, I think it will get to that point, 800 and above by 2030. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question. We did house improvements on our house in New Jersey. Could you give me an update as to where it gets sold? They're just saying within the year you're going to be selling it. There's something that will have to be addressed very, very soon. And plus, if it's a buyer's market or not, I think we're getting into that period of time where people aren't really looking for housing right now because of all the crises that are going on. But there is going to be some buyers coming up very, very soon within the year's time. Okay, so hopefully that helps you out. Would be interested to hear what XLM will be if XRP will be used as a checking account. Oh boy. Well, that was just between BTC and XRP. XLM is going to be doing its own thing. I think it's going to be moving more of it into its own niche, and whatever it does well. So I think it'd be like the mini savings account for XRP. Okay, where XRP can kind of do it all, but doesn't have the ability of holding wealth very well because of distribution of coins. It'd be like the gold would be the gold, or actually BTC would be the gold. Would be kind of the silver, platinum kind of idea, where it would probably be used more often. XLM and XRP probably used more for shopping than BTC, because nobody wants to give up their BTC quite yet. So probably more of a coin that will be used more often. Nobody's really shopping with cryptocurrencies right now, and probably because they want a certain price point to be met before that happens. So that won't be for another year or so. Okay, thank you for that. Uh, 38,000 BTC. Do you see a dead cat bounce downward? So the little thing in the beginning of August probably will be a dead cat bounce. Where it goes bounces all over the place. Yeah, it's still correlating with that little bit of a dip we're having in the beginning of August. Yeah, 38K US. Will probably be where it gets to. We're at 38,000 Canadian right now for BTC. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. Andre, cards please on India's ban on exporting all rice except something. What's that?
Basmati.
Basmati. How long will this last? I'm picking up they themselves will be about 2-3 years. Okay. They'll sell it to somebody else. This is how it works. And so you'd have to go through a different channel to get that rice. It's kind of like Russia's oil going into Europe. It's banned, right? But India's been buying that great amount of oil because they can't really produce all that much on their own. And then they turn around and sell it to Europe. So it's going to be kind of that situation going on. So there will still be rice to be bought. Okay. But it'll be through a different channel. But they themselves will probably be about a year or two. Okay. But rice will still be bought in that period of time. Thank you. Do I need to start looking to purchase a new home now or wait? Also, with my career got twisted with COVID, had to leave it behind. Not sure where and what I should do next. Yeah, a lot of things got buggered up with that COVID. It was part of the plan. Thank your politicians for that. There's going to be some new opportunities coming your way. I do think that there's going to be a year or two where you're going to have to really build on your platform or your foundation in the next little while and start looking for new opportunities to make money. It could do think it's going to be the job skills that you already have, but in a different way. If you can go using your skills as a contractor, more along those lines. Okay, so keep your eyes peeled. I do think it's going to be the next year or so that where you're going to have to really buckle down and start looking for other opportunities for your skill set. Okay, you might have to go independent. Okay, hopefully that helps you out. Still see silver $500 next year? All the other psychics are. Let's see what I see. I do know that it is going to be going up because of a whole bunch of things that are going on around the world. Cliff Ice says it's 500. Woo Woo Doo says it's going to be 500 next year. Many of the other psychics are saying the same thing. The number that came up is $800. That could be Canadian. But I do think it's going to be going up a little bit higher than what they were picturing. Myself, I'm picking up around that period because of all the other things that are going to be going on. So within the next 2 years or so, we're going to start to see it really go up in price because of its usefulness in manufacturing. Okay, so hopefully that answers that question. Hi, Audrey. Nearly a year at my hardware store job. Bonus and pay increase. Depends if they think that they have the money to give everybody. Right now, money is scarce for many of the companies, especially if they're not getting any business. So it makes things tougher. In Winnipeg, we see a lot of businesses closing or saw them close because of situations, if you know what I mean. I do see it. You're going to get a little bit of an increase, but you have to remember to ask for that or hint at it. And I think a little bit of a bonus is going to be coming your way. Okay? Maybe extra donuts on a Friday, but I do see there's going to be a little bit of a bonus coming your way for the hard work that you've been doing. Okay? Over that, I think everything is going to take a while before it straightens itself out everywhere on the planet. So it won't be much. Okay? You might have to do 2 jobs, 3 jobs, or other opportunities that may come your way as well. Okay? Hopefully that helps you out. Lobster wallet, asset, a scam. I've heard of Lobster wallet. I never really dug down deep into it.
Lobster is supposedly hooked up into the quantum financial system. That's a question. I don't know if that's.
Oh, that thing. See me raise my eyebrow? Oh, that thing? This whole quantum blah, blah, blah is not really going to be a thing. There's a whole segment of the population that thinks that there's going to be these great rich people that have put aside money for us and it's going to save the day. No. So, scam, probably, or not. I don't think it was intentionally a scam, but if it's connected to the quantum financial blah, blah, blah.
What does the card say?
Oh. And just the things that are coming off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
From guides. All I'm getting is it's going to be shifting gears. So it may have been for that, but I think they're going to be going somewhere else. A lot of wallets are under attack as well. I do see it as a scam. Okay? So hopefully that answers your question. This whole quantum financial thing. Nobody's going to save you. 3 cards on my August. I see more problems with your cars. Saving up.
More questions on how to fix them.
He has more questions on how to fix them.
No, that's with the future in August.
I see more questions about vehicles coming from Bob Job in August until he gets a little bit of funding to get a new vehicle or better vehicle. I don't think it's new. Something in your price range. Letting go of the particular situation that you find yourself in, allowing yourself to experience new and better things for yourself, and looking for opportunities that can bring you those things. Okay. For new vehicles and everything else that you need. You're just not allowing yourself to get out there and get those things that you need. Even though the universe may be showing them to you, make sure you grab onto them and see them through. Okay? Don't be afraid. Okay? Hopefully that helps you out. Lots of people want to know about August.
Well, they're out of questions, so we have to ask.
Oh, they're out of questions. Okay. Of course, we had the Fed Now coin. All right. Is everybody excited? No. It's going to be the second currency that's going to be coming out that nobody wants. And they're going to shun it like the plague. There's going to be a project that you're working on, that's another project on the side that may not do as well as you think it would. There's going to be a second or third person that comes into the fray that kind of mucks everything up for you. It will give you gainful finances, but it may not go as well as you thought it would. Okay? Because of this other person getting into the mix of everything. So just be aware of this, and maybe you can turn that around where it can be benefiting you. Even though I see something, it doesn't mean that you can't change it. Okay? So just put that energy out there and the thoughts out there to make that particular project that you're working on and protect it against this other person. Okay? Hopefully that helps you out. Apart from the white light, what is the healing color that I can focus on? Depending on what it is. Green is for growth. So if you had a tumor, don't use green, use red. Okay. To diminish the tumor, if it's a tumor, or if you need to rebuild something, use green. Yellow is a nice color as well, kind of a neutral color based on sun. What's that?
Self-empowerment.
Self-empowerment. What's purple? Higher good.
Your third eye.
Third eye. That's your higher. No, that's your chakra, or your crown chakra.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And pink is heart, love.
Pink. So if you're trying to get rid of something, don't use green. Use red. If you're trying to grow something, use green. Green is for growth. Red is to diminish something. Okay. This is why I always teach use white light. It has all other colors within it, and you just let universe do its thing. White light is probably the most powerful beginner ability or color that you can utilize. But if you're trying to diminish something, use red. Okay? So hopefully that helps you out.
Okay.
Is there a possibility the U.S. and Canada merge together with open borders? Well, not many Americans will want to come here, especially when it's 40 below. So it'll probably be the same people. Let's go from California to Winnipeg. You crazy? Yeah, they're pretty much open now. It's easier to get into the United States than it is to go from the United States to Canada. If you ever have come here, especially being a Canadian, much easier process going over to the States. But even though you're a Canadian and you're coming back into Canada, our border guys are just jerks. Makes you want to stay in the States. Anyway. No, I don't think it's going to be a thing. I do see, because it's an unguarded border. We don't have many Americans coming here. It's too darn cold. But I don't think it's going to be a big issue coming up. There are open already, but not to the where it's just free movement. That's not going to be a thing for any time soon. Okay, thank you for that.
It lasts a little bit.
Wife's leg, I've been using blue. Okay, that does work. What's the healing expert say?
I still say pink.
Pink?
Level heal everything.
Level healing for everything?
Yeah, I mean, blue's not going to hurt any either. But
Right. Blue's a nice neutral color. It works as well as white or differently.
blue's nice and calming, so it could be helpful too.
Now, the big secret behind any use of color
Intention.
is intention. Okay? Whatever your intention is, and if that intention is strong, that is the magic. That is the power. That is you teaching or telling universe exactly what you want to have happened. I always made a joke where in church we'd have in the first hour a healing service for an hour. Okay? And we would use what they call hands-on healing, even though you don't touch the person. Okay? It's more of the intention of the practitioner than anything else. If you want to do witchcraft, it doesn't matter what. I'm using the Vitalik keychain to heal you. If you have belief in the Vitalik keychain for healing, or a Timmy's cup, which is Canadian coffee, if you don't know, you could, and you believed fully in the Timmy's coffee cup and healing, it will work because it's the intention of the power behind everything. Okay, that is the magic. That is the spell. The only reason in witchcraft they use certain items because it makes it more real to the person casting the spell or doing the psychic work. Makes it more real to them, and the more real it becomes to the practitioner, the better it works. Okay, so if you think the orange BTC pen will do wonders, the more you think it does, the better it'll work. So if you think blue is the be all and end all color, and you fully believe in that, it will work. I just tell everybody to use white light because it covers every situation. Okay, and I fully believe in white light, energy, all that sort of thing. But I do still believe in all the other colors as well. It's just easier to manifest white light than it is any other color. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question. The Discord channel, if you're not part of our Discord community, make sure you get on there. I'll put the link up again for everybody. There we go. So if you're not part of our Discord bunch, get on there. It's free. It's party time for Marlon, he says. Woohoo. He's surfing, probably.
Power of the coffee cup.
The power of the coffee cup. But it only can be a Timmy's cup.
I mean.
Can be any coffee cup. Okay. If you like a personal reading with me, make sure you come to psychicreadingsbyandre.com, where all that information is there. If you like a personal healing with my wife, the Reiki Master, and her Timmy's cup, all that information is on the psychicreadingsbyandre.com website as well. If you like to participate in any of our affiliate links and And if you should happen to purchase any of those items through our affiliate links, know that we make a little bit of money. That is also on our psychicrunesbyandre.com website. Okay. Until we meet again, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the future. Bye-bye.